4 for Adam Fisher as the head coach in his first year at Temple. And Jim Engles of Columbia, this is his 8th season with the Lions. And Columbia controls the tip. Glad you could join us from the Leocore Center this afternoon.
Something to keep an eye on. This Columbia team goes very deep in their bench because they like to run and gun. And Temple don't. They only play 6-7 guys. So let's see if they can stay with a good lot of momentum and not get fatigued early.
Yeah, 3 of the Owls are in the top 8 in terms of minutes played in the American Athletic Conference. Blair Thompson opens it up with a 3-ball over Jaleel White to give the Lions the early lead.
Listen, one thing to keep in mind about this team, this is the team that's been together. They move the ball exceptionally. Temple, on the other hand, has a lot of new guys, new faces, and trying to build a culture. So let's see the difference in the styles.
There are the Temple starters, brought to you by the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, as we have White, Miller, Picarelli, Settle, and transfer Sam Hoffman. Here's the 3 at the top by Osir Miller.
Good sign for Temple that Miller hits the 3. This Columbia team starting off in the zone, forced Temple to beat them from the outside.
And the Lions starters, Avery Brown, Xavier McLean, Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa, Oduono, and Blair Thompson. Turnover against the Lions, and Temple will get the second possession. And the other night against Drexel, the team that Temple beat, they only had 5 turnovers, did the Owls, in that ball game.
Wow. I just somebody else who was Miss Coach here named John Chaney style.
Only 2 players turned it over. Asir Miller, that's him making penetration. He turned it over. You ready? I think it was 4 of the 5 times.
Oh, so pretty much the team only had 1. Really
there you go.
But Miller right there with the drive starts off with 3, now getting to the rim. Listen, this guy's been struggling so far shooting the ball this season. He has a lot weighing on the shoulders, but he's a South Philly guard. He's from Newman Goretti High School, which produced a lot of great point guards, and he's willing for the challenge.
He's 75% so far in the season from the free throw line, 12 of 16 in this attempt to break the early tie in the ball game, and he does. So Miller's got all 4 of Temple's points. They'll get 1 more at the line. Temple's done a very good job at the line this season so far. That's basically the difference in winning a couple of those games against Navy on the road and also at Drexel.
And you know the key with that, Harry, is when you're not shooting the ball particularly well, if you get to the foul line and put pressure on the defense, it helps your shooting woes.
So Temple with a 2-point advantage. And here's Columbia trying to get it even. Missed on that jump shot, and the rebound goes to Jaleel White for the Owls off the missed jumper by Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa.
You notice that Columbia's challenging Miller outside far from that 3-point line. They know his range is improved.
There's Steve Settle, the third, getting called for a travel in front of the Columbia bench. So the Lions get it back. Jim Engles, their coach, his uncle John was a player at Penn back in the early mid-'70s. He was recruited, you ready, by Rolly Massimino.
Really?
When Rolly was an assistant to Chuck Daly. Rolly, I think, after he got the Villanova job, after recruiting Engles to Penn, wanted them to follow him to Villanova. Oh, there's a good look and an easy layup for Rubio De La Rosa. How about this? So Rolly gets the Villanova job and then tries to bring Engles out to the main line, but Engles wanted to stay and go to the Wharton School, and it worked out for both of them.
Ah, we'll take it.
A little running jumper by Asir Miller.
Good job by Miller.
About Miller, he's got all 7 of Temple's points.
Now pay close attention. Don't blink, because the Colombian team, when made shots, will really run the ball up the floor.
Yeah, you got to get that floor balance on defense in the transition game that the Lions really like to get out and get after you. Missed shot off the jumper there by Josh Odunowo. Here's White getting banged. No whistle.
No, it's a lot of
no
contact.
Points.
You know, Coach Ingram going to start with Josh early because it's his athleticism. About 6'7", real athletic, can really rebound and guard.
There's a missed shot by Rubio De La Rosa. Here's White trying again, almost an exact replay of the previous shot in possession. This time he got it to go, and he'll go to the line, trying to make the 3-point play.
He tried to prove a point. You know, you might watch this drive. Very aggressive, very powerful guard here. Jaleel White does a great job in transition and getting to the rim. Didn't shoot the ball well last year, but this year seems to be improved. And one thing that Coach Fisher said, listen, man, we know about your shooting roles in the past. We don't care. Have fun playing the game. And I think that's really helped Jaleel White.
On a season from the line, he is 80%. And that percentage just went up as he makes. And it's a 5-point Temple lead early. They go inside, down on the blocks with it is Zine Adine Bedri. And there's Sam Hoffman coming up with the loose ball after the shot. Settle. Sam, he can put it up from three-point range, but gives it up to Miller. Who has more energy than Sam Hoffman? Let's put it this way. What three players combined have more energy than Sam Hoffman, huh?
Exactly.
Jaleel White, it's banged a little bit, gives it to Settle. Not a good shot there by Settle, and it's rebounded by Rubio De La Rosa.
Columbia's doing a good job on the defensive board so far. They need to do that early this season versus the bigger, stronger Providence. They demolished Providence with 15 offensive rebounds. But versus Albany, they didn't do too well. So that's one of the keys to this game is win the rebound battle.
Rubio De La Rosa is fouled as he made dribble penetration by Matteo Piccarelli. Settle is going to the Temple bench. And we have the freshman out of West Catholic High School in Philadelphia replacing him. That's Zion Stanford, 6'5" guard out of West Catholic. Helped lead the Birds to a 3A state championship a year ago.
Yeah, he came in the game. Big fella of Columbia. BG tried to enforce his will. Young guys like, I'm from the Philadelphia Catholic League, man. I'm not getting bothered by that. He had to prove a point.
Spoken as a Roman Catholic High School alum perfectly. Thompson swinging over on the left side. There's a three ball by Xavier McLean, a senior guard out of Spring Lake, North Carolina.
Now, McLean is only a 20% three-point shooter. He's an aggressive guard, likes to get to the rim and use his physical shoulders. That's a good sign for Coach.
Columbia showing a little 2-3 zone as Miller reads it, gives it up. This is Stanford getting it back to Miller. The shooter, Piccarelli, three ball is long, and the loose rebound is picked up by Avery Brown. Here comes that tempo in transition. Looking for some help, and it's missed inside by the Lions, and Temple comes away with it.
Now, the interesting thing from Columbia, they like to run the ball, but Temple's going to run it also. So can they defend in transition?
Here's Miller turning it over. Kind of forced the pass, trying to get it to White, and then the Lions come right back, and they throw it away as Blair Thompson tried to hook up with Avery Brown, and it goes out of bounds. We have a timeout coming up. Temple's 5-point lead is down to only 2. Temple leads 10-8 so far in the first 5 minutes shooting the basketball at a 50% clip. Azir Miller's a perfect 2 for 2, and he's also 2 for 2 at the line. And as we come back, Miller gives it over there on the right side to White as they work up top. This is Miller, Piccarelli from his spot. Oh, Cardinal sin. Fouling the three-point shooter. And Teo will go to the line for 3 shots for the Owls.
Now, that might have been the first one called, but to me, I've seen 4 to that point. You know, both teams have really been challenging the three-point shot hard, trying to run guys off, but they're running into him. Right there, he got caught. But there's been a few prior to that the refs haven't seen. Be careful with that one.
That personal foul was against Xavier McLean, the senior guard out of North Carolina for the Lions, and the first of 3 is good by Piccarelli.
Piccarelli, all right, he is such a presence on the court. He spaces the floor just from him being out there. Even if he's being used as a decoy, it gives people opportunity to get to the rim.
And he makes the second. You know, it's funny, that, as I mentioned when he took it, that shot was, he went down there hard.
But like the teammate pushed the other one into him.
It was almost the same identical spot on the floor that he missed from his first three-point try. I remember asking Lynn Greer, who's back on the Temple staff as the chief staff for Adam Fisher, asking him, who's a great shooter, one of the greats ever at Temple. And I asked him, did he have a favorite spot? And he did. And it was similar, right to the right of the circle. And he's a left-handed shooter. Yeah. But
which is strange because most of the people like to shoot from that baseline.
Yeah, you would think. Nope, not for him. Oh, here's a chance for an and one. The layup is good by Bedri. Fouled on the play, and he'll go to the line, trying to complete the three-point play and try to make it a 2-point game again.
Most importantly, look at the way Bedri kept the ball high. He caught the ball in the middle lane, did not try to dribble. He went straight up with it, and he's looking to make it a three-point play.
The foul was called against Temple's Jordan Riley, a 6'4" transfer out of Georgetown, and Bedry makes. So, once again, it's a 2-point game.
Bedry, I seen him early in the year versus Albany a couple of weeks ago. Albany has a very good big guy, probably the best in their league. And Bedry's trying to give him all he can handle.
Jaden Cooper off the bench for the Lions as he replaces Xavier McLean. This is Picarelli giving up the Miller. Screen out there by Riley. Foul line jumper is missed by Stanford. Rebounded by the Lions, who can tie or take the lead on this possession.
Don't blink. They're coming right back at you.
They get the shot off. It's missed, though, by Avery Brown. Rebounded by White. Picarelli, the three ball in front of the Lions bench.
You blink, you miss it. Right there, Columbia ran the ball. That whole, both of them plays within a 5-second clip of each other.
Yeah, that was good transition offense by Temple as well. Here's a three on the right sideline made by Kenny Nolan, sophomore guard out of Apex, North Carolina.
Harry, we're going to need some beverage because this game going to make us tired. Good job.
You don't need a shot clock
Facts.
so far. White, step back jumper, Jaleel White makes.
Wow.
2-point field goal for Jaleel.
Very improved shooter from a couple of years. Been struggling trying to find his mark, hitting that shot, but he's doing it consistently.
Top of the circle with it is Jaden Cooper. Now into the hands of Blair Thompson. Jump shot up and in by Kenny Nolan.
This team moves the ball tremendously. It's pop. Everything's popping out their hand, getting the defense move from one side of the floor to the other.
Both teams shooting better than 50%. Right on the 50% marker is Columbia. Temple at 56%. That missed by Jaleel White. And the rebound taken down by Bedry for the Lions.
One thing to keep in mind, you catch that ball, you have to be confident. First play he turned, second play kind of hesitated, and then made him miss that shot. Got to shoot that ball open every time. Force the defense to guard you.
They collapse on Blair Thompson, and Thompson lost it along the baseline. Turnover for the Lions, and Temple with a 1-point lead gets the ball back.
Great rotation, D, by the freshman. Rotate out of bounds going the other way. Be there before he catches the ball. You're never wrong.
Little trap there by Zion Stanford and the transfer Jordan Riley. Let's see what the Owls can capitalize down at the other end. Picarelli, they swing it to Miller. Back to Picarelli. Miller thought about a three, dribble penetration, and it won't go. And the rebound goes to Jaden Cooper for Columbia. And here come the Lions in a hurry again.
Transition defense is important for Temple.
Good man-to-man defense on Avery Brown by Picarelli. They go inside. The reach-around layup is good by Odunowo.
Odunowo has been struggling early in the season and is finding his mark. Coach said he's finally starting to get his feet under him. Should look to get more production from him.
Jordan Riley, who Odunowo beat that last time, is able to come back and hit the little jumper. And the Owls lead as a point.
Watch how the ball moves for Columbia. Watch how it moves from one side of the floor to the other. Temple has to do a great job of moving and communicating with defense.
And the long jump shot is missed by Noah Robledo, the junior forward out of Texas. And Temple gets it back when we come back. We got a timeout at the Liacouras Center. Things have tightened up a little bit. It is first ever meeting. What are the odds? Huh? And they're only, 90 miles apart.
Better late than never. And they're going to give us some entertainment today. Bet not blink. It's going to be a run-and-gun style game.
After the timeout, the Owls with the possession. Jordan Riley. They're not guarding him, so he takes it inside, and he draws the foul. Jordan Riley will get 2 shots.
A couple of ways to beat the zone. A, get the ball to the foul line, collapse the defense. B, swing the ball. And C, if it's a gap, you got to get in the lane. He's seen a smart play, strong body. Went to the lane, got fouled on the foul line. So you're putting pressure on the D to do 2 things. Either come out that zone or collapse more and force the team to shoot a 3, and Temple might want that if they're hitting it tonight.
Jaden Cooper picked up that foul. First by Riley is good. One more coming up for Jordan, junior guard, transferred out of Georgetown a year ago. Down at Georgetown, he averaged 4.5 points a game as he makes the second. So far, he's averaging 4.5 points a game in his Temple career. Owls lead is up to 3.
Athlete.
Here's the steal. Steve Settle waiting for help. He finds Nasir Miller. Back to Settle. He can shoot the 3 ball. Boy, I thought he was going to let it go, but he didn't.
Turn that shot down early in the shot clock. Wanted to get something moving. Going to get something in the offense flow, I guess.
This is Riley. There's Settle at the foul line. Left elbow. Goes inside. Puts up sort of a running hook. It's missed. And the rebound goes to Columbia's Odunowo. Into the front court for the Lions. Avery Brown with it. To the corner. Jump shot is missed by Kenny Nolan, but Columbia maintains control. First 20 on the shot clock.
But now Columbia get that ball low post to run an offensive action out of it, similar to Golden State, but without Steph Curry.
Brown, guarded by Riley, who got his hand on it. And the ball goes out of bounds. I think they're going to give it to the Lions. Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
Some people were blocked out on that Temple bench. They thought it was just an errant shot, but Riley definitely got his hand on it, and it went out of bounds.
The drive, Riley, good D by Riley, move his feet. Now listen, Brown has some wiggle room. I mean, he can put that ball on the floor, create opportunities to finish mid-range. He's not going to shoot too many threes, but he can cause some problems.
Only 5 seconds on the shot clock here as Columbia will inbound along that left baseline. They'll send it all the way back into the hands of Kenny Nolan. He launches a deep 3. It's missed, but Columbia gets it back. Orope. That's his name, folks. Orope got the rebound, and then the 3 ball put up there by Avery Brown. We got a tie ball game.
Live body. He's a live body, 6'11", can really get some rebounds, especially the long ones. He's around a little bit of Sean Marion, his ability to rebound from the 3-point line.
Miller at the top of the circle. This is Jaleel White. Drew some contact, missed the shot, and away with it comes Columbia with a chance to take its first lead.
And Columbia's right back down Temple, coming right back at him. Look how the ball get from one side to the other. They're trying to get the ball on low post to run an offensive split action off of it.
To the corner it goes for a 3, and it's missed by Avery Brown. Rebounded by Jaleel White. This is Jordan Riley. Up top is Hoffman. Into the corner it goes to Piccarelli. Now Miller's 3 ball is perfect. Nasir Miller with the 3.
Piccarelli, listen. Miller was open because 2 Columbia defenders ran at Piccarelli to get him off that 3-point line, leaving Miller wide open.
Columbia comes right back with Avery Brown. Orope. And a little backdoor action and a perfect feed and a finish by Jaden Cooper. Good look on the assist play from Josh Odunowo.
Move that ball side to side, gets the team falling asleep, and you get those.
There's a good layup. Jaleel White, this time without any contact, got the layup.
Strong guard, likes to play at the rim and above it with contact.
Temple leading by 3. Here comes Columbia right back at you.
Now, what Temple needs to start doing is get better defense on the ball.
Kenny Nolan, and a foul's going to be called. And I think it's going to be against Columbia. Yeah, it is. An illegal block by Orope.
Yeah, see, he wasn't set still. The guard came off a little too fast.
Little resume look there at Jim Ingles, now in his 7th season as head coach of the Lions. He was at Jersey Tech, assistant coach at Columbia, and the assistant coach of the year a few years back. Hoffman misses a 3. Rebounded by the smallest line out there, Xavier McLean. We got a sub off the bench, Nicolo Romanelli. He's a guard out of Sydney, Australia. And we have a blocking foul called. I think it's against Big Sam Hoffman.
A second late. Piccarelli, maybe on Piccarelli. Who they call it on?
Yeah, it could have been. He hit the deck.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact. Good. Yes, he was looking to see if there was a little extra activity going on there. He said it wasn't.
All right. Adam Fisher in his first year trying to get off to a 4-0 start. Native of Bucks County of course, he's been at Penn State as associate head coach before that. Several years with Jim Larinaga down at the University of Miami Hurricanes. Free throw, first one is good by Odunowo. One more coming up for Josh. He's got 3 points, and now it stays at 3. Good rebound off the free throw miss as Jordan Riley comes down with it. Into the front court in a hurry come the Owls. Off the bench and in the ballgame for the first time for Temple is Shane Dezzoni.
You know, Riley is giving Temple some really good minutes. He's a presence out there with athleticism.
Yeah, he had a nagging injury that got him off to a slow start this season, but he's playing a lot more minutes and playing a lot better. All right, in the lane, this is White. Missed on the run. A good rebound. Sam Hoffman. Ball is stripped away and picked up by Columbia. Here come the Lions.
Columbia does a good job of collapsing right here.
McLean with the left-handed layup off the glass, and we're tied at 27.
Listen, that man likes to get in transition. Great finish at the offhand with the contact. Temple got to do a better job. That ball's coming right back at him.
White trying to answer. We have a whistle. We have a blocking foul called against the Lions.
One of my keys is keep Temple out the lane for Columbia's offense.
Still not a 1-and-1, so the Owls will inbound when we come back. 7:29 left in the half, and we're all even at 27. ESPN Plus basketball today. That's Adam Fisher, and he's trying to go to 4-0. He's already won his first 3 games.
Off to a good start. Listen, he has a guys that's buying in, that's playing hard and competing. I think the most important thing is competing, and these guys sure are doing a good job of that.
Off the inbound play, Jaleel White took the pass, took it out, and then took it inside and got the layup. And Temple back on top as Jaleel White now has 9 points. His teammate is Sear Miller with 10. They got 19 of Temple's 29.
Yeah. And look at the ball move. Temple's doing a better job getting ball pressure.
And there's a tie-up.
And that's what happened.
It was started by the defense of Jaleel White.
Yep, you get pressure on that ball, slowing down Columbia's ball movement, and it prohibits them from getting good looks. Right there, Jaleel White. He used to have a nickname called the Alley Cat because he's so physical. You shake his hand, you're going to come out with scratches. This guy likes contact, and they force the turnover to go the other way for Temple.
Xavier McLean got tied up by Temple, and on a possession arrow, the Owls get it, leading by 2.
Temple's been doing a good job executing their offensive set.
Oh, look at the alley-oop try. Miller just missed, and looks like Jaleel White got his finger stuck on the rim.
Look like the pass is just a tad bit outside.
A little bit. All right, Rubio De La Rosa over there in the right wing, back on the floor. A little soft baseline jump shot is made by Bedry.
That you listen, they like to get the ball inside the post to run offenses, but he is a capable scorer. Jaleel White's going out.
Yeah, that finger again is bothering him, and he wants some attention from the training staff as he goes over to the corner there. That could be nasty. You get your fingers stuck up there between like the nylon and the rim and everything else, and you can get a nasty cut.
You know, I wasn't a great jumper. I don't know how that felt.
Jump shot by Miller. Bang. Another 3 ball by Hasir. You know, he's perfect beyond the arc. 3 for 3 here in the ball game. And Temple's lead is back up to 3.
Well, he needs that because coming into the season, he's 26% from 3. So that's a good start.
Leads the Owls in scoring on the season and this afternoon. They send it to that right sideline to McLean. Now they go up top. Here's defense by Miller. Are they going to call hell ball or a foul? They got a foul called against Azir as he went for the basketball against Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa.
Yeah, he initially had the ball, but then kept moving, and it got most of the arm. Ref caught him.
That is team foul only number 4 against the Owls here in the first half. So they still have a couple to give before we get to the 1-and-1, if we get there.
Well, the way this team is moving, it's going to be a lot of movement, which means Columbia's getting a lot of looks from both sides of the floor. It's not a lot of contact going on, but I think Temple's going to pull up the defensive intensity, and you might see some fouls calling more aggressive plays.
They look down low, and here's a steal by Settle. The Owls come away with it. But Columbia gets it right back, and the putback is good by Avery Brown inside. So it's a good defense by Temple, a little sloppy after the turnover. And Avery Brown gets an easy shot, makes it a 1-point game. Sam Hoffman battling, kicks it back out. Dezzoni will try a 3. It's missed. And away with it come the Lions. Or do they? No. It's tracked down over there in the corner by Temple and Steve Settle.
Good job by Temple hitting the glass, getting second opportunities.
Riley tries a 3, glances off the front of the rim, and the rebound goes to Columbia. Riley Bedry came away with it.
Riley had one more pass should have been made on that ball to that corner play.
McLean is blocked down low by Hoffman, And here comes Dezzoni in a hurry to Miller. He's had the hot hand outside. Gives it up. Swing it to Riley for a 3-ball from the corner. No good. And the rebound goes to Bedry for Columbia.
They're like somebody opened the freezer door right now, people for Temple.
Oh, here's another steal by Settle. Does he come away with it? No, he doesn't. It's at half court. Little scrum down there, and it's going to be a held ball. And on the possession arrow, it'll be Columbia's basketball.
But if you're Coach Fisher, you love it. You love the hands he plays, putting more pressure in the passing lane, making Columbia come out their comfort zone of swinging that ball back to the
Settle is going to take a breather for Temple. Stanford comes on to replace him, and also back is Jaleel White. So they taped up his hands. Looks like that bandage, the ring finger and the middle finger on his right hand. There it is.
But we
been there, done that, I guess.
Yeah, we know Jaleel White, though. That don't bother him. That's nothing but ice cream.
Can't eat bandages, though, right? All right, Columbia with another chance to take its first lead, trailing by a point right here. Here's McLean going inside on Dezzoni, nearly threw it away, and a shot clock violation, and there's a turnover against the Lions.
What made that happen is Temple picking up the defensive intensity, not allowing Columbia to move the ball freely, making them stress a little bit, and they got a shot clock violation.
Turnover number 8 for the Lions. A couple substitutions for Coach Engels. Back on is Robledo, and also back in there is Odinowo. And for Temple, who's coming on? We got Hoffman going out, and on the court is Emmanuel Akpomo for the Owls, who transferred in last year from Wake Forest. 2 years ago.
Only other person I've seen have longer arms than Emmanuel is Eric Dampier. And I was teammates with Golden State. Emmanuel's arms are so long.
Down low, Stanford puts it up, missed. Rebounded, though, by White, puts it back up, and banks it home. Jaleel White with the follow-up.
Temple's really having a win on offensive rebounds, too, and that can wear a team like Columbia down, because when they win a rebound battle, they normally come out on top or close, but not tonight.
White's got 11. Miller's got 13 for Temple, and the Owls lead it by 3. Akpomo trying to hold his ground there in the lane and forces up a bad shot by Odinowo, and Temple comes away with it in a hurry. This is Zion Stanford to Miller. Swing it over to White. Shot clock is at 19. Akpomo with the screen, the layup. They whistle it off, and I think we got a turnover, a little travel call against Hasir Miller. We have a timeout with 3:19 left in the half. It's been a good ball game here at the Liacouras Center this afternoon. The Owls have led all the way, and right now that lead is at 3. One guy that has not come out of the lineup at all today is Hasir Miller. He's played every second here in the first half, and it's paying off for him. 13 points, 4 for 5 overall for the field, and a perfect 3 for 3 beyond the three-point line.
He's shooting the ball like that. I wouldn't take him out either. Ride that wave, brother.
Avery Brown gives it up. Now they go outside to Brown. And this is Rubio De La Rosa, guarded closely by Jaleel White. Shot clock is down to 4. The jump shot is missed by the Lions and rebounded by Temple. The Owls trying to build that lead up a little bit. It's 3 points right now.
Great defense on the low blocks. Listen, when you see that wingspan in there, it makes you second guess what you thought about doing.
Miller gives it up. Dezzoni will put it up and hit. 3 ball. First points of the afternoon for Temple Shane Dezzoni.
It's good to see Dezzoni get going, man. He's been around trying to find his path, and I'm happy to see him out there helping.
That 6-point lead matches the biggest lead of the ball game for Temple. This is Cooper, guarded by Miller. Gets a screen. Cooper's shot is up and in. Good 3 ball.
Now, when Columbia gets in a rhythm, they get down. One thing that they go to the handoff, because even if they don't get the strong side action, they got some weak side action for backdoors.
Cooper now with 5. That's his first 3. And it cuts the Temple advantage to 3. This is Miller giving it up to Dezzoni. White on the floor. Picks it up. Oh, he got fouled, but no whistle.
On that hand, he's grabbing his finger again.
Yeah. 3 ball from the corner, and we're into a tie ball game as Jaden Cooper has 5 straight points.
That quick. Columbia coming down there, and they're not coming out that zone. They were going to force Temple. They don't believe Temple could beat them from the outside.
Cooper now with 11. Check it with 8, leading the Lions scores. Here's a jump shot by Miller that's missed. The rebound, good hustle down there by the Owls. Como, but Columbia maintains possession.
Jaleel White just said, "I can't move my hand. Get me out the game."
Wow. Here's a good fake and a layup, and Columbia has its first lead. Put by Odinowo. It's a painful right hand coming in on the verge of cracking double figures in average points per game in their first 4. And right now we got Columbia leading by 2. The sub off the bench for the Owls is Jordan Riley. So that brings back not much size for Temple as White goes out. There's a miss and a rebound for the Lions.
Now
Columbia trying to build on its first lead. And they do. From the right wing, that's a jumper by Rubio De La Rosa.
Now, one thing Temple cannot do is stay around that three-point line. They got to either get some touches around the paint area or drive the ball and get some shots from the paint.
Riley in and out on the 3 ball for the left wing. 1 and done for Temple again. So the Owls at definite size disadvantage right now. And Coach Ingles wants a timeout here with just about 17 seconds left here in the first half. You got to keep an eye on what the situation is with you. Owls have just gone 2 of their last 10 for the field. Columbia with the ball to inbound. 16 seconds left. Shot clock is off. They inbound it to Avery Brown, and he's in no hurry.
Want to waste that clock, get a good shot. But you know what? Temple has to get back to putting pressure on that ball, force Columbia out their sets.
Here's Rubio De La Rosa giving it up, and they have a whistle. Cutting to the basket was Avery Brown. We have a foul called against Temple. The Owls have still another one to give with 5 seconds left remaining in the half. Substitution as Quante Berry makes his first appearance, and Sear Miller will go out. You got to foul him, right? At least as soon as they get it in.
Exactly. I'll be careful, though. Don't get him shooting.
Don't want to shoot him. Well, they let him get a shot off, and they hit it.
So maybe you should have fouled him.
Jump shot is made by Avery Brown in here at half court as he sat out the last couple of minutes with an injury to his right hand on 2 occasions, but he's out there right now as we start the second half, and it's Temple's possession. Owls trailing by 7. Piccarelli.
Columbia has not budged from this zone. They've been very effective. Temple went cold, and they're going to stick with it.
Yeah, really only 2 guys for Temple being much a part of the scoring action. There's an air ball put up there by Sam Hoffman, and here come the Lions again.
Watch Columbia's ball movement, people. They move the ball so well that they have continuity from having multiple guys return. So they fall right into the system.
Down low, good look inside, and a layup is made by Blair Thompson off the feed from Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa. And they're playing with a lot of confidence.
They are, because they're not being challenged enough defensively with more aggressive play. And I think Temple needs to be more aggressive on the defensive end. I think they're being more aggressive offense than they are defensive.
Here's a missed shot by Jaleel White, but on the rebound try, we got a foul called against Columbia. And it's going to be against McLean. Non-shooting foul, so Temple to inbound with 20 on the shot clock. They lob it to Settles.
I like to get Piccarelli involved, too. He hasn't had much luck because Columbia's been collapsing on him real hard.
Turnover against the Owls. That is the first turnover of the half. And here comes Columbia trying to build on a 9-point lead over Temple. That's the biggest lead for either team in the ballgame. McLean has it, guarded out there by White. Now they get it into the hands of Avery Brown. They blast out. That's Sam Hoffman helping to cover Brown. He gets it to Odinowo, working in against Sam, puts it up, missed it. Weak side rebound, Jaleel White, and here comes Sear Miller into the front court for Temple. Step back 3 ball. Missed. 1 and done as Columbia comes away with it.
Now that defensive effort started because they blasted that ball, had more pressure on it. Let's see if they continue that this play. But you got to get something better on the offensive end. Take advantage of the missed shot you forced Columbia to have.
Temple now shooting at a 36% clip to Columbia's 56%. Down low and a turnover as Teo Piccarelli comes up with the steal. This is Miller. Piccarelli gives it to Jaleel White. He tries to go to the other corner, and there's another turnover. Trying to get it to Settles, but the steal by Blair Thompson. Down at the other end in a hurry, and the layup up and in by Avery Brown. And there's that transition offense for the Lions.
Not hesitating, pushing or makes a miss. Jaleel White right there looks like he's struggling to be able to figure out how to use one hand, but got to be more effective.
Brown's got 9. Columbia's got an 11-point lead. Another missed shot, another rebound for the Lions into the hands of Josh Odunowu. He's out of Laurel, Maryland. Pretty physical player for Columbia. Brown giving it up on that right side.
Great athlete is just number 11. He's a very good athlete for Columbia, and he does little stuff.
Avery Brown with a 3-ball from the top of the circle, missed, and Jaleel White took it right away from Odunowu. Here come the Owls in a hurry. Miller in the lane. A whistle and a foul is going to be called against Columbia.
Pushing the tempo on missed shots, getting to the rim. I would like to see how Sylvan Miller get to the rim, force this defense to collapse. If he's not finishing, he can drive and dish, but I think that'll help this team a little bit more, especially in transition.
Bedry comes on for Columbia. He replaces Odunowu. And Zion Stanford, who has the ball right now, off the bench replacing Settles for Adam Fisher and the Owls. Hoffman to Miller for a 3. Won't go. He's missed 2 threes here in the second half, out of bounds off Columbia.
Yeah, Temple needs to Temple needs to get the ball moving from one side of the floor to the other to actually take a page out of Columbia's book. Maybe get something going to the rim. I know Jaleel White's a little banged up. Let's see if we can get him going to the rim. Or maybe the young freshman, Zach Stanford.
Temple shooting just 5 of 17 beyond the arc compared to the 8 for 15 that Columbia has shot so far from three-point range. Here's Jaleel White, and a hold foul is called against Avery Brown. Good penetration off the dribble by number 2, Jaleel White.
That's where he's so valuable. It's impossible to keep the alley cat out of the lane. He gets these grips. Watch this. Put his head down. Look at this. See how he used the veteran move? He pushes the guy hand down, able to get by him.
Second foul against Brown. Temple has yet to commit a personal foul here in the second half. White hooks it past Piccarelli from the corner. Bingo! Teo Piccarelli with the 3, and the Owls have closed to within 8.
Started with the drive, collapsed the defense, finally open guy for the swing, and the 3 was good.
Down low goes Geronimo to the basket, and he's fouled, and he'll get 2 shots. Piccarelli, by the way, is now 2 of 3 beyond the arc. He's got 9 points. His teammates, Miller and White, Miller with 13, White with 11, but neither has scored here in the second half. To the line for Columbia. Their leading scorer on the season, the 6'2 guard out of the Dominican Republic, Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa.
And this team is so deep, Harry, that he hasn't really done much this game so far because everybody else been producing. But Coach said, when the game's on the line, we're putting the ball in his hands. Regardless of who's guarding him, we're getting him the ball.
Yeah, Rubio De La Rosa came into the game today averaging 12 points on the season. He goes 1 for 2 at the line there, and he has now got 6 points. So you're right, he hasn't been a real big scorer today, but he helps in a lot of other ways, and the scoring has been picked up by his teammates.
And you're up 9.
We played 4 minutes here in the second half. Zion Stanford, he's wide open, and he looks to pass to Piccarelli now. Elbow jumper, a 2-ball is missed. Hoffman tried with the tip, but the rebound comes to the Lions. Thompson got it.
I like the offense, Harry. I like the ability of Temple getting into the lane, forcing Columbia to collapse, and them find the shots.
Thompson gives it over to Cooper along the baseline. He's trapped. We got a whistle, and we have a foul called against Temple. Maybe Sam Hoffman. And we have a media timeout. It is the foul against Hoffman, and that is going to be his first. So we go to break. And the Lions of Columbia in their first game ever against Temple with a 9-point lead. Back and Mark Jackson with you at the Liacouras Center. It's been a balanced affair in terms of scoring for Columbia. Jim Engels has played 11 players. All but 3 have managed to go into the scoring column, and nobody for Columbia has scored double figures so far, and they got a 9-point lead.
Yeah, they're moving the ball, Harry. They're doing a great job of setting screens, moving the ball, getting guys open shots. It's equal opportunity out there.
After that timeout, penetration, missed shot there by Jaden Cooper, rebounded by Temple. Here comes Jaleel White. Gives it over to Zion Stanford. Up top, Hasir Miller with a 3 that's missed. Stanford got a tip up there, but that did not go. And now we have a foul called against the Owls again. It may be against Jaleel White reaching in with that right hand again right away. Instead of lifting his hand up as being the guilty party on the foul, he looked right down at it to make sure things were okay, and he's going to the bench right now.
First thing he did was grab it. And listen, Harry, that affects you mentally. That affects your play, your aggressiveness, your tentative. No matter how strong a player you are, it makes you rethink, do I really want to do it?
White to the bench. Jordan Riley comes on to replace him. Riley's got 4 points all in the first half. White leaves with 11 points for Temple. In the lane, the running shot is missed by Avery Brown, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the line. That foul was against Temple's Mateo Piccirilli. And for Mateo, that is his 4th personal foul. We're played 5 minutes, not even here in the second half.
On that one, Harry, they had his man come off a double screen. He was trailing, so he was late. He was late before forcing the foul.
So the first one is missed by Avery Brown. Ole Miss against Temple coming up Wednesday afternoon, the day before Thanksgiving, 3:30 Eastern Time. And then the Owls against St. Joseph's. That'll be the following Wednesday. That's a 6 o'clock Eastern game here on ESPN+.
Piccirilli was complaining. He said, listen, this is a discrepancy. I don't have 4. I have 3 fouls. Check the tape. So that's what he was arguing about.
Yeah. Well,
book says 4.
It's still listed as 4 where it counts. All right, Temple has brought on Quante Burry, the transfer out of Providence, to replace Piccirilli. So they got an injury to White, and they got foul troubles for Piccirilli, 2 starters. Here's Hoffman, draws a crowd, gets it out to Miller. Penetration, and we have a blocking foul called. Quante Burry took it along the baseline, and the foul is going to be called against Jaden Cooper.
Good job. Guy come in, making him foul him. Temple would take that all day. Coach Fisher, like, you keep that going? So here, look at this. Drive baseline, lot of contact. Refs called it.
Temple inbound with 20 on the shot clock. This is Zion Stanford. Cross court it goes to Miller. He's been cold of late. Still can't get a bucket. And the rebound goes to the Lions.
He was
coming away with
that.
Kenny Nolan.
As Coach Fisher, you got to be happy with that shot.
3 ball. Right of the circle is made by Noah Ropido out of Leander, Texas. And the lead now, the biggest of the ball game. 13 points for Columbia.
Transition. Coach said we're not going to let up, and they're deep enough they can keep with that.
Zion Stanford trying to get into the scoring column and can't. Gets his own rebound. The miss on the putback, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Strong player, isn't he, Harry? He's very physical. Very physical player. Likes to make contact.
So to the line will go Zion Stanford, looking to get his first points of the afternoon. He's 0 for 4 from the field, and this is his first trip to the line. Temple's shooting percentage now dropping to 31%. Here in this half, the Owls have made just 1 field goal on 12 tries.
Wow. Yeah. Unfortunately, they have to rely on a jump shot, not getting much going to the rim with Jaleel White being out the game, and it's just not falling. Even though they started the game hot, which means they can always get back to that.
Yeah, in 6 minutes plus, they have had, scoring-wise, just 3 points.
Yeah.
And Stanford just added to that total by 1.
So the old saying used to say when you had a draw, you had to manufacture points, which means if that means an offensive rebound, that means something in transition off a steal, anything. You got to manufacture points somehow.
Stanford makes them both. And it's an 11-point lead for Columbia. A lot of time left, better than 13 and a half minutes. But it's been all Lions here since about 5 minutes left in the first half. Cooper, deep three left of the circle. Oh, he made it. Jaden Cooper. Jaden Cooper is perfect 3 for 3 beyond the arc. And he's got 11 points to lead the Lions.
You know, what's interesting is one team cold, one team hot. And the unfortunate part is you don't ever want to be the team that's a cold in that situation.
Stanford going strong against the taller defender for Columbia, Bedry. And that's 4 straight for Stanford. 3 ball missed over there by Nolan, rebounded by Temple. And into the front court with it for the Owls comes Jordan Riley. Hasir Miller over to Riley. He's got Stanford to his left. Instead, uses a ball screen and now gives it over to Miller. Miller, good dribble penetration. Put it up, won't go.
That was a good vertical defend. The defender jumped straight up in the air. Miller hit him and bounced off. But listen, if I'm Temple, I'm going to Hoffman one time in low post. Look, big fella, you got to give us something around that rim. We need something different to score this ball.
And here's a turnover. They tried to go to that right sideline, Kenny Nolan, and went right through his hands. And it's a turnover against Columbia. Temple gets it back. The Owls down by 12. Into the front court with it for Temple is Quante Burry. This is Zion Stanford. Decides to go inside, cut off, and gets it back to Miller for a 3. Hasir Miller buries the 3 ball. And that cuts the lead to 9. Block shot by Stanford, saved by Miller. Let's see if the Owls can get some more juice after that play. Stanford strong to the basket, whistle, and we got a block or do we have a charge?
They call
like
foul.
It's against a block. He was the farthest away of the 3 referees,
he had the better angle.
Right? But it is a block called against Columbia. We have a media timeout with under 12 minutes left. Lions on top, but a little bit of life here for the Owls in the last minute or so. 56-47 Columbia. We're back in Philadelphia at a moment. That freshman out of West Catholic, Zion Stanford. He's scored all his points here in the second half, and he's going to have to be counted on here in the final, 12 minutes to get Temple back into this game with some foul trouble for Piccarelli, 4 fouls, and for Jaleel White, he's sitting over there with a banged-up finger.
Yeah, you know, this young man here is a hard worker from Philadelphia. Come to Temple University to represent the cherry and the white, and so far has made great promise with this team and getting ample opportunity to convince the show that he's a big-time player.
So Zion makes both. He's got 6 points, and Temple now trailing by 7. Here's a steal, and buried to the rim, doesn't get it to go. Riley missed inside. Boy, you'd like to have those back.
Yeah, you got to make those. But you know what? Starts with defensive flexion. Got to continue it going, but you got to get defense because Columbia's on fire right now.
Bedry gives it up to Brown, guarded closely over there by Burry. Here's Bedry again, picked up by Hoffman. Launches a 2-ball, I believe. Put on the line or close to it. But it is not a 3. It's ruled a 2-point field goal. And a timeout is called. Media timeout. All right, roll to 3, and it's a 9-point lead for Columbia. Just over 11 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Miller gives it up to Burry. Jaleel White still sits for Temple with that banged-up finger. Riley up top. Stanford. Miller. And with the runner, the foul, and a 3-point opportunity coming up here for Hasir Miller. Off-balance shot, put it up from left to the lane with his right hand, banked it home, and goes to the line.
Big-time shot by the Newman ready guard, driving to his left hand, going off that one-step leg, off the glass
off
with
the
a
window.
Kiss, and one.
High off the window for Hasir Miller. Miller now 16 points. Steps to the line. He's already perfect there on the afternoon at 2 for 2. The Owls trailing by 7. Miller trying to make it 6, and he does.
The reason why that changed is they actually put the ball down and drove the lane. Temple's in a 3-quarter trap to slow Columbia's pace down.
Columbia gets across the timeline. 17 on the shot clock. They work that perimeter. 4 out and 1 in. Cooper gets it over to Avery Brown. Launch shot up there and in by Noah Robideau.
Miscommunication. Columbia swung that ball. Temple helped the helper defender. Did not get there. You got to rotate.
9-point lead again for the Lions. Riley into the lane. Kicks it back out to Burry, to Riley. A lot of guys being called on today for Coach Fisher that haven't been on the floor much so far this season. There's a missed shot. We got, though, I think, a foul called against Columbia on the rebound try.
Hoffman in there throwing that body around. Columbia trying to battle with him, and they lost and he won. Foul's called. He's shooting too.
Zinedine Bedri is called for the foul, and he goes to the Columbia bench. And a substitution for the Owls coming back on for Temple is Steve Settle. And let's see who went out. I think it was Jordan Riley. Yeah, Jordan Riley. No, Jordan Riley is still out there. Barry went out. So here's the free throw on the front end of the 1-and-1 missed by Sam Hoffman. And it's Columbia's basketball. Temple down by 9. Cooper gets it over there to Robideau. And now to Odinowo.
Temple's doing a great job of applying ball pressure, forcing Columbia out their comfort zone.
Yeah, Brown was double teamed. The launch shot is missed by Robideau, and here comes Riley for Temple. Into the lane, off-balance shot, forced it up there. It airballed, and Columbia comes away with it.
You know what? I like the effort to get to the lane and be aggressive. Just got to be a little strong and keep on that ball and finish.
Looking to his left with it, Robideau to Cooper for a deep three that's missed. Good block out and a good rebound by Sam Hoffman. Here's Asir Miller, and Miller is going to be called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, he was set. That defender was set.
Yeah, there were two defenders chasing him. One defender was set.
He might have been sliding a little bit, but I thought he was there. Watch this. Miller breaks man down. Ooh, might have been a little slide. What do you think, bang, bang call?
Yeah, in real time, it looked clearly like a charge. In slow motion, a little bit of still not quite set all the way maybe by Columbia's Jaden Cooper. In any event, the Lions have it, and they have a 9-point lead. A little more than halfway through the second half.
Temple bought a better ball pressure, get Columbia out they set, and Columbia got to just take their time and execute, because every time they take their time, they get a good shot in the half-court set.
Just beyond the foul line, stepping back is Avery Brown. Now he goes inside, lace it up and in. Went past his primary defender, Piccarelli. And the lead now back to double figures at 11 points for Columbia.
Right there. Yes, Columbia had the straight line drive, but Barry was in position to take a charge. He moved out the way. If I'm Coach Fisher, I'm going to look at that and talk to him about it.
Asir Miller gets it back out to Barry. We have a whistle. And we have a foul called against the Lions.
Putting the ball down, getting to the rim, slowly but surely cracking into the momentum, trying to get it back. Watch their drive. A lot of contact there. They're making a violent effort to get to the lane, putting pressure on Columbia defenders.
That foul was against Josh Odinowo, and here's Barry at the line for 2 shots, and he makes the first. It's coming back on for Temple, replacing Sam Hoffman. That's Zion Stanford, the freshman. So out there right now for Coach Fisher is Barry, Stanford, Miller, Settle, and Piccarelli. And for Columbia, we have Brown, McLean, Odinowo, Thompson, and Rubio De La Rosa. At the top, this is Odinowo. Leaves it over for Brown. Good defense by Stanford. Now a reach-in foul is going to be called against Stanford. I thought maybe they were going to get Burry for that. He came over to double.
I thought the freshman was in the right path. I thought that was good, too.
Yeah, it looked that way. But Stanford has the foul called against him. That's his first. 17 to shoot. McLean, they swing it over to Brown. And now they go down low. And the ball goes out of bounds. Who touched it last? I want to say Berry touched it as Josh Odunowo was being covered by Berry. 8 to shoot. And Columbia will inbound to the right of its basket. With it is Rubio De La Rosa. Guarded out there by Settle. Good spin move. Banks it up. No good. Loose ball on the baseline. Picked up by Columbia. Good rebound by Odunowo.
Got in there. Used that length on a young guy. Columbia got a second opportunity on that shot clock.
Yep.
To get something.
Resets to 20. Now it's down to 9. Columbia with a 10-point lead. 4 seconds to shoot. And there's a steal by Zion Stanford. He's got one man to beat. Takes it strong to the rim. It doesn't go, but he drew the foul against Blair Thompson.
The rookie getting his hand there, creating opportunities.
He'll have 2 free throws when we come back to Philadelphia. It's a 10-point lead, 7:31 left. Columbia on top of the Temple Owls. Back in a moment here on ESPN+. And that game will be in Tampa at South Florida. But we got still, 7.5 minutes left here, Mark, and Temple down by 10, still down by 10, as Zion Stanford missed the first of 2 at the line.
And we spoke earlier how Temple has been so good from the free throw line, shooting 83% from the free throw line. Got to capitalize on these easy buckets.
Stanford with 6, now 7 points as he benches the second. The lead reduced to 9, and here comes Columbia. The Lions have Brown with the ball, then McClain, Odunowo, Thompson, and Rubio De La Rosa out there. Here's Rubio De La Rosa up top, guarded by Hasir Miller. Still no Jaleel White out there with the hand injury. Hoffman is back on the floor for Temple, trying to guard against Odunowo. Whistle, we have a foul called. Sam Hoffman says it couldn't have been me, but the official says, yeah, it was. Reach-in foul against number 33 of Temple. And for Hoffman, that's going to be his second personal foul. And to the line for a 1-and-1 will be Josh Odunowo, the 6'6" senior from Laurel, Maryland.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. It was good until it's extracurricular. When that extra forearm got in there, the refs called it.
On the season, Odunowo has played now in all 5 games. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. And at the line, he is a perfect. He was 9 for 9 coming into today's game. But he has 1 miss this afternoon. He was 2 for 3. There's his second miss, so he goes 1 for 2, 2 for 4 in the day at the line. And the lead is 10 for Columbia.
Temple got to capitalize on that. They got to capitalize on that missed free throw and get some buckets here. Get in the lane. That was getting you some momentum back to you.
Question is, who's going to step up besides the guy with the ball, Miller, offensively? Stanford tries, won't go. In and out again for the freshman. Good rebound by Hoffman. Saved from going into the backcourt by Piccarelli. This is Miller. Miller's done it all. He does it again for Temple.
That play started with the freshman Zion driving. I like the freshman. He's getting there, creating opportunities, and Hoffman's cleaning up and doing the dirty work.
Miller with now 21 points, and the lead is 8 for Columbia.
Columbia needs to get back to getting that ball in the box and then running some sets off like they did earlier in the game.
In the corner, that's McClain going baseline and dishes off. And the layup actually by Xavier McClain. And
Great
he answers.
patience.
It's 10-point lead again.
Great patience. He drove that lane, did not rush into that basket. He came to a 2-foot stop and finished with authority.
Piccarelli gives it over on the sidelines to Asir Miller. 15 to shoot. Up top is Stanford, but Miller's still on the dribble. Now the penetration. Stops, kicks out. 3-ball by Piccarelli is good. Big bucket there by Teo. He's got 12. And he's a perfect, or check it, he's now 4 for 5 from 3-point range. It's a 7-point game. Into the corner. With it is Thompson to the lane. Blocked from behind by Settle. Ball goes out of bounds. Otherwise, Settle would have saved it and Temple would have had possession. But it's going to be Columbia's ball to inbound. They'll put 20 and 30 up there on the shot clock, but that'll be reset. With a 7-point lead, the Lions to inbound.
They're reviewing. Are they reviewing if we went out of bounds? Who they went out of bounds on?
I guess. Yeah, the officials over there checking the monitor.
Officials been doing a great job communicating with us, letting us know what's going on.
Largest lead for Columbia in the ball game was 14 points. Columbia's already had a 17-0 run. Temple's largest run was a 7-0 run in the first half. De La Rosa's shot is short, rebounded on the floor by Miller. He pushes into the front court. Piccarelli for a three. It won't go. And the rebound goes to Columbia's Avery Brown. Look at the transition offense. Picks up his dribble. Gives it out to Odunowo. Crowd wanted to travel but didn't get it.
I thought he came to a good little jump stop. He looked a little suspect. He got away with it there.
Here is Rubio De La Rosa and gives it up for a three ball that is short into the hands of Piccarelli, missed by Blair Thompson. Temple with the ball down by 7. Hasir Miller with a three. Front rim no good. They battle for it, and the Lions come away with it. As Josh Odunowo picked up that loose ball.
Opportunity is knocking at the door for Temple University. Got to get back in the lane, force the defense, collapse, get better shots. Columbia, on the other hand, missed some easy shots. They get in the offense they want. Just kind of have a little drought.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. Lions lead by 7. Good look on the give and go, and the layup is made by Josh Odunowo. Great feed by Xavier McLean. And a timeout is called with
57 to 3 to 37 for 3. Temple was only shooting 27% from 3 themselves.
All right, Hasir Miller, he's the game-high scorer with 21, but he's really the only offensive threat. Well, now Piccarelli's back on the floor. He's playing with 4 fouls. He just gave it back to Hasir. 19 to shoot. Piccarelli will launch. And in and out, and a foul is going to be called against the defender for Columbia, Josh Odunowo. And to the line for 3 will go Matteo Piccarelli for Temple.
When you got a great shooter coming off screens like this, you're so eager to get out to him, it's hard to stop. That was the foul. It may have been some flopping about, but he definitely made contact. No rules. You got to allow the shooter to land. He got to have freedom to land in this space.
Transfer from Maryland, Baltimore County, makes the first of 3. He's a native of Milan, Italy, is Teo Piccarelli. He's got 13. He's a perfect 4 for 4 at the line. Number 5 is good. So it's a 7-point game again. And one more coming up here for Matteo Piccarelli as Adam Fisher looks on next to the Temple bench. And he gets the hat trick. And it's a 6-point game under 4 to play.
Instead, Temple picks up the tempo. Columbia looking for some backdoor. Now that Temple's being super aggressive, look for Columbia in the back doors.
Rubio De La Rosa picked up by Stanford. Thompson a 3 that won't go, but weak side rebound on the other side by Odunowo. That's a big board for number 11.
And he's been so active. Odunowo's been so active this game. Gets second chance opportunity, use the athletic ability.
There he is, looking baseline on the backdoor pass to Rubio De La Rosa. Here's Brown with a 3 that won't go, but another rebound by Odunowo.
He is all over the place. Was struggling the first 3 or 4 games this season. Seemed to find his way last game, and he's just really acting on that now.
Approaching the 3-minute mark. This is their 3rd offensive set after 2 misses. Let's see what happens on number 3. 3 ball is good. Went up and back down in. The jump shot made by Rubio De La Rosa. What a big set. Boy, mark that down with a little asterisk. 9-point game. Miller tries and does answer with a 3 ball by Hasir Miller.
Now look at Temple picking up the press, picking it up full court, trying to make Columbia slow down. But they got to finish the rebounds. No matter how great defender you are, if you're not getting rebounds, you'll eventually will wear it down. It's like in a boxing ring. Body shots hurt just as much as the facial shots.
Rubio De La Rosa gets away from the defender, lays it over to his teammate McLean, who missed, and Temple comes away with it. Sam Hoffman.
Good no call.
Miller nearly threw it away. The Owls retain possession. Riley along the baseline, and it's tipped out of bounds by Blair Thompson. Temple will inbound with 23 seconds on the shot clock. and Columbia's lead is 6.
Down 6, things have changed a little bit. Temple's pressure starting to get the best of Columbia. Columbia's been capitalizing on rebounding. That's something that both teams got to take note of.
Miller will throw it in. He's got to his left Riley. Zion Stanford along the block, and now he steps out and takes the inbounds pass from Miller. There's Miller. Thought about it, put it on the floor, drives, lays it up and in. Hasir Miller with 26 points. And it's a 4-point lead for the Lions.
Now let's see if Columbia gets up on top, saying to Gennaro saying.
And we have a timeout called by Coach Jim Ingles. He wants a tie at the Liacouras Center right before Thanksgiving. All right, here we go. McLean will inbound. 23 on the shot clock. This is Brown, picked up by Riley.
Geronimo has to get a touch here. I think too many possessions went by with him not getting a touch on this ball.
He's over there in that right corner. 9 to shoot. They're looking for him. He's coming off the screen, but good defense by Riley. Now into the lane goes Brown, and they don't get it off. They tried to get it off, and the shot was actually made, but too late by Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa. Good defense by Temple.
Great possession by Temple. Even though guys was all on the ground, they helped each other, which made it effective for them.
So Temple will have the basketball on the floor right now for the Owls. Stanford, Miller, Riley, Hoffman, and the three-point shooter, Matteo Piccarelli, is Adam Fisher on the sidelines, shouting out some instructions. And actually, he wants a timeout, and he gets it.
Making up for Jaleel White being out injured. David struggled a little bit early in the half, but now seemingly finding his mark.
Into the front court it comes. This is Riley. Hands it over to Piccarelli. And now to Miller. Plenty of time left on the shot clock. 19 seconds. Miller steps back. Three's on the way. Missed it. Hoffman, big board. Piccarelli a three. Won't go. And the rebound goes to Columbia. Almost came to Temple's Jordan Riley, but Columbia came away with it.
2 open looks just didn't fall. Still enough time to get something going.
Rubio De La Rosa battled against Piccarelli. Did he throw it away? No, it is saved over there on a timeout call by Blair Thompson. Good heads-up play by Blair Thompson. With 14 left on the shot clock, 53 seconds left on the game clock, and a 4-point lead for the Lions.
Absolutely, Geronimo trying to.
And he completed the three-point play with the free throw. There's another dribble penetration and layup by Hasir, and then the kick out and the assist on the three ball to his teammate Piccarelli. And then another jump shot by Hasir, and another driving layup by the junior guard out of Newman Gretty. Near steal as Riley almost came up with the steal near half court, and now a timeout is called immediately by Coach Adam Miller.
Riley's giving us some good minutes. He's getting the pass lane. He's rebounding the ball.
Shot clock. To throw it in for the Lions will be Xavier McLean out of Spring Lake, North Carolina. Into the backcourt it goes to Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa. Picks up his dribble. This is Avery Brown. Rubio De La Rosa. Look at Riley playing the defense. 1 second on his shot clock. Shots missed. Oh, there's another offensive board. Huge for Columbia. That one grabbed by Blair Thompson, and now we have a foul called against Sam Hoffman. What a big rebound by Blair Thompson off the three-point miss as the shot clock was about to expire.
Absolutely. Said it pregame. Columbia has to win the rebound battle in order to win the game. And it was tied. Now Columbia's up a couple on the rebounds.
Wow. Big play there. This will be the automatic two-shot bonus for McLean and Columbia here with a 4-point lead and just 32 seconds remaining. Makes the first. Big make there for McLean. One more. From the line today, Lions have shot it pretty well. 18 of 21, make it 19 of 22. All right, the Owls now with the ball, trailing by 6, 30 seconds left. Into the front court, Miller. They're going to have to hurry. Miller down the lane, lays it up and in, and he gets one. And this could make it a one-possession game if he makes. And the foul is against Avery Brown. And there he goes to the line. 28 points and counting for Asir Miller.
Getting downhill in transition, even on the make. The team is trying to get set, meaning Columbia. He took full advantage of it using that strength he has.
Wow. We got a ball game and then some as Miller with a free throw coming up here. Miller on the afternoon, 28 points and a perfect 3 for 3 at the line. This is number 4 for Asir. And he's 4 for 4. And it's now a 3-point game, 26.2 seconds remaining. Guy right there, number 3, Asir Miller. Okay, here we go. They inbound in the backcourt, Columbia. Hoffman guards, and they get it in, and they get the quick foul in the backcourt. This will be 2 shots coming up as I think it's Blair Thompson that's going to go to the line for the Lions.
Like the play he drew up, Coach. I might got to use that in my youth basketball league. He drew a good play to get the ball inbounds. Temple almost got a 5-second call for him, but they found a way. Now they're in the line shooting 2.
This is going to be Miller. He's got the automatic 2-shot penalty.
Number 13, Blair Thompson.
And Thompson, this afternoon, this is his first trip to the line.
But this year, he's 11 for 11.
And the first of 2 is good. It's a 4-point game. That's huge right there. So
yes,
that sets it into 2-possession territory for Temple.
Plenty of time on the clock. Temple needs to get quick possession. Don't hunt a 3. Just get something quick and easy if you can.
Yeah, they don't need the 3 right away, even though it's a 5-point deficit. All right, they inbound. This is going to be Miller. Guarded in the backcourt by Avery Brown. Piccarelli will launch a 3 that's short, but the rebound is Stanford. Stanford kicks it back out. Piccarelli tries another 3. Got it. Shooters shoot, don't they?
They do. Short memory like a goldfish.
We got a 2-point game and a timeout. Columbia will inbound with 12.7 seconds to go. 12.7, now it goes up. And they had actually 0.4 of a second, but it's 13.1. And Columbia to inbound in the backcourt. 2-point lead for the Lions. Here we go. Avery Brown sends it into the hands of Rubio De La Rosa. He's triple teamed. They're going to have to foul him sooner or later, and finally they do. But they used up 6 seconds. 7.6 seconds remaining, and it'll be 2 shots at the other end for Geronimo Rubio De La Rosa of the Lions.
Coach told us yesterday, when it's clutch time, we know who hands we putting the ball in. He's going to be strong enough mentally, tough enough physically, and going to always make the right play. And look who hands the ball got in.
Yeah, he's got 9 points on the day, which is a couple points below his seasonal average. He has scored more than 700 points in his first 2 years prior to the start of this season as a junior for Columbia, and that is the best in school history for the number of points scored by an individual player in their first 2 years. I go back to the Jim McMillan years.
Wow.
In the 60s, Jim McMillan was an All-American at Columbia, probably their best player. Went on to play with the Lakers, and if not mistaken, was on the championship team with Wilt and Baylor and Jerry West in Los Angeles.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of people on that resume. Good job.
All right, 2 big free throws here for Geronimo that can pretty much lock it up, and he makes the first. 3-point game. And Temple should get it back if even on a miss. Everybody for Columbia is back. And De La Rosa makes both free throws. Huge right there in the final 7 seconds. They roll it in, and now, let's see. They started, I think, the clock before the ball was touched by Asir Miller. Somebody got a little anxious over there with that game clock.
So the coach of Columbia said he did touch it.
Did
early.
He? Okay. Well, that's what Coach Engels is pleading his case now. Are they going to look at it? No, they're going to inbound it again. Actually, they added a 1/10 of a second. It was 7.6. Now it's 7.7.
They said just for our time of stopping again, we're going to add another point.
4-point lead for Columbia. To inbound for the Owls will be Jordan Riley. Miller's back there with him. They want Miller, who's guarded. Oh, he threw it away. It's thrown away by Jordan Riley, and that should do it for Columbia. Temple with the turnover, as Columbia was all over Hasir Miller, and Riley tried to lead him, but he let him too much, Mark.
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately for them. They still had a chance, but it looked like unless a miracle happened, it may be over.
All right, the Lions the inbound with a 4-point lead and only 7.7 seconds left. There's a foul as they got it into the hands of Avery Brown, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Well, Temple tried to claw back into this game after trailing by as many as 14 points. They got it to within 2, but now it's at 4. And here is Avery Brown trying to put the cherry on top for the Lions. Not that time.
A miss for the first one in a long time for this team.
Yeah.
They're very disciplined. They get to the line.
Yes, they do. And when they get there, they make. Second, good. All right, here we go. Temple, 4 seconds. Hasir Miller crosses half court. Will throw it up there. It's going to be short. And there's the final horn and the final score.